Okay, Coach, we are at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Indianapolis Colts. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
In your face. Switch. Hey, switch gears.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
At the 41-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Put that team on the hunt. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike.
This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. The toss play to Mixon. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line.
Ready up. 22, check, cover. 22, check, cover.
They just get the play off. Now Brissett. They'll find Hines out of the backfield.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Blue there. Mike 50, Mike 40.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. Rodgers brings it in. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Brissett. And his throw is incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game too. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Joe Mixon, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. He'll only get a couple up to about the 30. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They try right side here. Gurley. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
Black 20, 50. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Taken in at the 11. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And now this is Hilton on the receiving end. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
A first down throw for Brissett. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Jeffrey Simmons, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Mack, and a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
A loss of 2 brings up second and 12.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
On second and 12, Brissett. This one complete to Devin Funchess. 16 yards the pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Indianapolis.
First down, Brissett. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. So after the incompletion, second and 10 from the 22. To throw, Brissett. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. Again, it's Brissett. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
That's to his running back, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, his second touchdown on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. And here's Vin. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check. 6-6. Pull it half.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Man, that's trash.
Now a handoff looking right. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room.
Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Slam. Jim. Check.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on second and 8. Brissett, his throw incomplete. He was looking for Chester Rogers that time, and that'll make it third down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all, and you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Brissett. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg, maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard, that's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Here we go.
Roethlisberger will stay out there, and they're going to go for it on 4th. Now Roethlisberger.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now a handoff here to his running back.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And it's hauled in by Ben Watson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now the offense not going anywhere. They're staying out there. They've converted once already on this drive. Here they go again on 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Colts are going to take over with a football.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Mixon will try to right side. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Returnable here for Davis. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. And he's got some space here. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Davis will try to run for it. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
2nd and goal from the 1. The carry here for the big tight end. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
Escaping the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. And the lead is now 24. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. From the 44, Roethlisberger. That's caught by Howard. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. You think back to all the big games that Big Ben has had over the years in his NFL career, and numbers-wise, his biggest game came against these Indianapolis Colts. That was in October of 2014. The numbers from that, gosh, video game like 522 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a 51-34 Steeler win in Pittsburgh. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And that's complete. It's Watson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
48, 2, 49.
Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. This is caught by the undrafted rookie, Jacoby Myers. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And, oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Todd Gurley hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Buying time to his left. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Brissett now. Funches has it complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funches, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And it's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. 3rd down here.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Caught by the tight end Watson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Davis. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Now Roethlisberger to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Roethlisberger will throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're... That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he's got room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Colts.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th. Mixon with a first down carry. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Mark Barron. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
The holding penalty negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20. Now a handoff looking right. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now they try the right side here. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Take both of them. 36, 36. Save.
Now a handoff looking right. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Left 30. Okay. We got three, fellas. We got three.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Past the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Back to the workhorse today, it's Gurley. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on 1st down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. Now, a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to pull a bit closer. Now it's Roethlisberger. And they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion, and now we're back to a 1-score game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Again, it's Mixon. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it. It's Mack. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
He's brought down by
Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They keep it on the ground. Mack again. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On first down, Mixon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Being chased out left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun, here's Bissett. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now a handoff looking right. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Throwing now is Roethlisberger. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And spins away. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now.
And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it.
He's got it at the 15. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. That one looks like he'll throw here. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Does the big boy have the juice? The 20. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the 2-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. Gives them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage.